Beneath the twin suns of the Drydus system, the capital planet of Drydus gleamed like a jewel of verdancy and prosperity. Its surface, a tapestry of rolling green fields and meticulously tended farmlands, stretched as far as the eye could see, punctuated by cities that rose like beacons of civilization's triumph. The planet was a testament to the Confederation's dedication to harmony between nature and technology, with agripunk innovations ensuring that even the most industrialized sectors flourished without marring the planet's natural beauty. Centurion Marcus Tullius Severus, adorned in armor that married the elegance of Rome's ancient legions with the sleekness of modern warfare, was swiftly escorted through the verdant gardens of the imperial palace. The palace itself, a grand edifice that echoed the architectural splendor of Rome's ancient forums and temples, was seamlessly integrated into the landscape, its presence asserting the might of the empire in harmonious accord with the world's lush environment. Emperor Julius Franco awaited Marcus in the throne room, a space where the grandiosity of the empire's past met the boundless potential of its future. The room was illuminated by natural light that streamed through expansive windows, highlighting the emperor's figure, who sat with the poise of a ruler whose word was law across countless worlds. Centurion Severus. Emperor Franco's voice resonated with authority and expectation. The time has come to extend the reach of our empire. Trent-Prime holds the key to advancing our civilization's prosperity. Its resources and industrial capabilities are unmatched, yet it stands apart, neutral and unyielding. Marcus approached, his resolve as unbreakable as the armor he wore. By your command, my emperor, Trent-Prime will be brought under the Confederation's wing. We will proceed with precision, preserving what makes the planet valuable while ensuring its leadership knows the might of Drydus. The emperor's gaze hardened at the mention of Trent-Prime's leadership. Their defiance cannot stand. Those who oppose our rule must be removed with decisive action. Let this be a lesson to all who would question our empire's dominion. Understanding the gravity of his mission, Marcus bowed deeply. Your will shall guide us. We will act with honor and strength, ensuring the swift integration of Trent-Prime into our fold. With a dismissive nod, the emperor signaled the end of their audience. Marcus turned and exited, the weight of the upcoming campaign pressing upon him. Outside, the imperial palace's gardens awaited, a serene contrast to the path of conquest he was about to embark upon. As he made his way to the military compound, Marcus was struck by the sight of Drydus in its full glory. The planet was a symbol of what the Confederation stood for, a perfect balance between advancement and preservation, where agriculture thrived alongside technological progress. It was this harmony he was fighting to extend, to bring the benefits of Drydus's civilization to Trent-Prime. His centuria, a unit of elite soldiers renowned throughout the Confederation for their valor and skill, was ready. As they prepared to board the Aquila, their flagship, Marcus shared a moment with his troops. We are the bearers of Drydus's legacy, he proclaimed, charged with bringing new worlds into the light of our empire. Trent-Prime will be our testament. The Aquila ascended into the starry expanse, leaving the verdant paradise of Drydus behind. Marcus stood at the helm, looking forward with determination. The mission to Trent-Prime was not just a military campaign, it was an extension of the Confederation's will, a demonstration of the Empire's resolve to flourish and expand. As the stars stretched into lines of light, marking their path through the cosmos, Marcus knew that the future of Trent-Prime was in their hands, and with it, the destiny of the Drydus Confederation. The morning suns of Drydus cast a golden hue over the military compound as Centurion Marcus Tullius Severus made his way to the assembly grounds. Today, he would rally his centuria for a mission that would not only test their mettle but also define the future of the Drydus Confederation. The compound was alive with activity, the air filled with the sounds of preparation and the unmistakable sense of anticipation that precedes a campaign of great import. Marcus's centuria was a distinguished unit within the Confederation's military, composed of soldiers who hailed from families with generations of service. Their armor, a testament to the Empire's engineering prowess, was adorned with symbols that spoke of their heritage and the battles they had won. As Marcus approached, the centuria stood in formation, a sea of disciplined resolve waiting for their leader's command. The soldiers of Drydus Marcus began, his voice carrying across the grounds with clarity and strength. Today we embark on a mission of critical importance. Trent-Prime, a world of vast resources and industrial strength, stands on the brink of joining our great empire. Our task is to ensure its integration, to extend the prosperity and peace that Drydus enjoys to its people. He paused, allowing his words to resonate with his troops. We will face resistance, he continued, but we are not merely conquerors, we are the bearers of civilization. Our approach must be precise, our actions measured. We fight not to destroy but to unite. The Centuria listened intently, their commitment unwavering. They trusted Marcus, not just as their centurion but as a symbol of the honor and duty that defined their service to the Confederation. Marcus concluded, our legacy, and that of the Empire, will be defined by how we conduct ourselves on Trent-Prime. Let us bring glory to Drydus and ensure that our deeds are remembered as those that brought a new dawn to Trent-Prime. With the briefing concluded, the Centuria moved with efficiency, boarding the Aquila and its accompanying fleet. The ships, marvels of agripunk engineering, were ready to traverse the stars, their hulls gleaming in the sunlight as they prepared to depart. Marcus took one last look at Drydus, its beauty a stark contrast to the uncertainty of the mission ahead. Then, turning, he boarded the Aquila, his resolve firm. As the fleet lifted off, cutting a swift path through the skies of Drydus, Marcus stood on the bridge, his thoughts on the challenges ahead. The journey to Trent-Prime would be swift, utilizing the advanced warp technology that had enabled the Confederation to extend its reach across the stars. Marcus knew that the success of their mission would hinge on more than military might. It would require wisdom, courage, and a deep understanding of the values that had made Drydus a beacon of civilization in the galaxy. As the stars outside the viewport blurred into the warp tunnel's luminescent stream, Marcus felt the weight of history upon him. The Centuria was not just fighting for the expansion of an empire, they were champions of a way of life, tasked with bringing the light of Drydus to the corners of the galaxy still shrouded in darkness. The mission to Trent-Prime was more than a campaign, it was a testament to the Confederation's ideals, a step towards a future where the prosperity of Drydus could be shared with all. And at the helm of this monumental effort stood Marcus, a centurion whose legacy would be defined by the events that were about to unfold. The journey through the warp was a silent, eerie passage, where time and space seemed to bend around the Aquila and its fleet. Marcus Tullius Severus stood at the helm, his gaze fixed on the swirling vortex of light that enveloped them, a conduit between the familiar fields of Drydus and the uncertain future of Trent-Prime. The crew moved with quiet efficiency, their focus absolute, a reflection of the gravity of their mission. As the fleet emerged from the warp, the planet Trent-Prime loomed before them, its surface a tapestry of sprawling industrial complexes and vast mineral mines, interspersed with untouched natural beauty. It was a world of immense potential, its wealth apparent even from orbit. However, the presence of defensive satellites and patrolling warships signaled that Trent-Prime was no unwitting prize, it was a fortress, prepared to defend its sovereignty. Marcus's strategic mind quickly assessed the situation. Initiate cloaking procedures and prepare for silent running, he ordered, his voice calm yet commanding. The fleet complied, fading into the shadow of space as they approached the planet, a ghostly armada set against the backdrop of the cosmos. The first challenge was the orbital defenses. Marcus knew that a frontal assault would result in unnecessary casualties and damage to the very infrastructure they sought to claim. Instead, he opted for precision strikes, targeting the satellite's control stations on the surface, a move designed to blind the enemy without significant destruction. As the Aquila descended through the atmosphere, Marcus addressed his Centuria, now fully armed and ready for deployment. Our goal is to secure the government district with minimal collateral damage. Remember, we fight not to destroy Trent-Prime, but to welcome it into the fold of the Confederation. The preservation of life and infrastructure is paramount. The dropships deployed, slicing through the sky towards their objectives. Marcus led the vanguard, his ship touching down on the outskirts of the capital city. The world that greeted them was one of stark contrasts. The beauty of Trent-Prime's natural environment clashed with the cold, metallic heart of its industrial might. The resistance was swift and fierce. Trent-Prime's defenders, loyal to their world's independence, engaged the Centuria with a determination that Marcus could not help but respect. However, the discipline and skill of the Drydus soldiers began to turn the tide, their advanced tactics and superior technology gradually overwhelming the planet's forces. As they advanced towards the government district, Marcus made a point of sparing the industrial sectors from the conflict, directing his troops to use non-lethal measures where possible. It was a difficult balance to strike, maintaining the integrity of their mission while facing an enemy prepared to fight to the last. In the heat of battle, Marcus encountered a group of Trent-Prime soldiers, cornered and outgunned. Instead of ordering their elimination, he called for a ceasefire, addressing the enemy combatants directly. "We come not as conquerors, but as liberators," he proclaimed, his voice carrying over the din of battle. "Join us and share in the prosperity of the Confederation." To his surprise, the soldiers lowered their weapons, the tension of the moment giving way to a fragile hope. It was the first of many such encounters, as word of Marcus's actions spread among the defenders of Trent-Prime. As the Centuria secured the government district, Marcus stood before the imposing structure that housed the planet's ruling council, the key to Trent-Prime's integration into the Confederation. The battle for Trent-Prime was far from over, but in that moment Marcus realized that the true victory would not be won through force alone, but through the hearts and minds of those they sought to bring into the Empire's embrace. With the government district of Trent-Prime in sight, the air hung heavy with anticipation. The Centuria, under Marcus Tullius Severus's command, had managed to advance with remarkable discipline, minimizing damage and avoiding civilian casualties. Marcus knew the hardest part of their mission lay just ahead. The government officials of Trent-Prime, entrenched within their administrative fortress, represented the final bastion of resistance against the Confederation's integration efforts. Marcus surveyed the district from a commandeered control tower, its screens flickering with the last desperate communications of Trent-Prime's defense network. Turning to his lieutenants, he outlined his plan. "We need to secure the government officials with precision. Use the EMP drones to disable their electronic defenses. We go in hard and fast before they can regroup. Remember, our goal is to bring Trent-Prime into the Confederation with its heart beating strong, not broken." As the drones deployed, casting a silent wave that darkened the district's defenses, Marcus led the charge. The Centuria moved as one, a phalanx of shields and advanced weaponry piercing through the confusion of the blackout. The defenders, caught off guard, were quickly overwhelmed, though not without exchanges of fire. Marcus, in the thick of it, fought with a clarity of purpose, his actions not just as a soldier but as a harbinger of a new dawn for Trent-Prime. The confrontation reached its zenith at the council chambers, a grand hall where the leaders of Trent-Prime had gathered, defiant to the end. Marcus, standing at the threshold, called out to them. "This conflict can end without further bloodshed. Join us in shaping a future of prosperity under the Confederation. Your industrial might combined with our resources can usher in an era of unparalleled growth." The standoff was tense, with the chamber's occupants torn between resistance and the uncertain promise of peace. It was then that Marcus decided to take a calculated risk. He ordered his troops to lower their weapons and stepped into the chamber alone, unarmed. "I come before you not as a conqueror, but as a messenger of the Confederation's will for unity and progress. Your decision today will echo through the annals of Trent-Prime's history." After tense negotiations, marked by heated debates and reluctant concessions, a breakthrough was achieved. Several council members, recognizing the futility of further resistance and the genuine opportunity for growth within the Confederation, agreed to surrender. It was a moment of triumph, not just for Marcus and his Centuria, but for the broader vision of the Drydus Confederation. However, not all were swayed. A faction within the council refused to yield, resulting in a final decisive confrontation within the chamber. Marcus, leading his troops, was forced to take action, a bitter end to the siege that saw the last of Trent-Prime's old guard fall. It was a victory tinged with the sorrow of what could have been, a reminder of the costs of empire building. With the government district secured and the majority of Trent-Prime's leadership agreeing to integration, Marcus set about the task of stabilizing the planet. Infrastructure was repaired, and efforts were made to reassure the population of their place within the Confederation. The Centuria, once seen as invaders, began to be viewed as liberators, a testament to Marcus's leadership and the Confederation's vision. As the sun set on Trent-Prime, casting long shadows over the capital, Marcus stood once more atop the control tower, looking out over a world on the cusp of change. The Siege of Trent-Prime was over, but the work of building a shared future was just beginning. Marcus knew that the days ahead would be filled with challenges, but for now, he allowed himself a moment of reflection on the path that had led him here, and the new journey that lay ahead. The dawn on Trent-Prime was marked by a palpable shift in the air, a mixture of apprehension and the tentative stirrings of hope. The siege had ended, but the true challenge was just beginning. Marcus Tullius Severus, now not just a centurion but a herald of the new era, was acutely aware of the delicate balance that needed to be maintained. The planet's integration into the Drydus Confederation had to be handled with care to heal the wounds of conflict and forge a lasting peace. The immediate task was the establishment of a provisional government, one that would oversee Trent-Prime's transition. Marcus worked tirelessly, engaging with both the newly appointed officials from among the planet's populace and his superiors in the Confederation. His efforts were focused on ensuring that the industrial heart of Trent-Prime was not just preserved but enhanced, aligning it with the Confederation's technological and economic standards. Infrastructure projects were initiated, aiming to repair the damages incurred during the siege and to integrate the planet's systems with those of the Confederation. Marcus oversaw these projects personally, often seen among the workers, lending a hand or offering guidance. His presence was a reassuring sign to the people of Trent-Prime, symbolizing the Confederation's commitment to their well-being. However, not all were swayed by these efforts. Residual pockets of resistance lingered, fueled by memories of the siege and fears of losing their planetary identity. Marcus faced these challenges head-on, meeting with community leaders and addressing public assemblies. He spoke not of conquest, but of unity, highlighting the benefits of being part of a larger cosmos. His words, sincere and compelling, slowly began to change hearts and minds. As weeks turned into months, the changes on Trent-Prime became increasingly evident. The industrial sectors were thriving, buoyed by the influx of Confederation technology and trade. The planet's natural beauty was preserved, a testament to the Confederation's commitment to ecological balance. And in the streets, where once there was apprehension, there was now a burgeoning sense of optimism. Yet the greatest test of Marcus's leadership came when a convoy carrying vital supplies to a remote mining colony was ambushed by remnants of the resistance. The attack threatened to unravel the fragile peace that had been established. Marcus responded not with retribution, but with an offer of dialogue. In a daring move, he met with the leaders of the ambush, unarmed and alone. The negotiations were tense, fraught with the risk of betrayal. But Marcus, with a combination of diplomacy and the strength of his convictions, managed to broker an agreement. The attackers would lay down their arms and join the efforts to rebuild Trent-Prime, in return for amnesty and a voice in the planet's future governance. This agreement marked a turning point. The news spread quickly, reinforcing the belief in the possibility of a peaceful, prosperous Trent-Prime within the Confederation. Marcus, once seen as an invader, was now hailed as a unifier, a man who had fought not just for the Confederation's expansion but for the future of Trent-Prime. As Marcus stood on the balcony of the newly rebuilt government complex, looking out over a city bustling with life and activity, he couldn't help but reflect on the journey. The fall of Trent-Prime had been averted, not by the might of arms, but by the strength of will and the power of compassion. The planet was still healing, its future uncertain but full of potential. In that moment, Marcus realized that the true victory was not the conquest of Trent-Prime, but its transformation into a beacon of hope, a testament to what could be achieved when the ideals of unity and progress prevailed. In the year following the siege, Trent-Prime underwent a transformation that few could have imagined. Under the stewardship of Marcus Tullius Severus and the provisional government, the planet began to flourish as a vital member of the Drydus Confederation. The scars of conflict had healed, leaving behind a society stronger and more unified than before. Marcus, having completed his mission, prepared to return to Drydus. His tenure on Trent-Prime had extended far beyond the initial military campaign, evolving into a role that was part diplomat, part architect of the new order. As he walked through the streets of the capital, now teeming with life and the vibrant exchange of ideas and goods, he was approached by citizens who wished to express their gratitude. Their words, filled with sincerity and hope, were a testament to the impact of his leadership. The day before his departure, Marcus was invited to address the Planetary Assembly, a body that represented the diverse communities of Trent-Prime. Standing before the assembly, he reflected on the journey they had undertaken together. "When I first set foot on Trent-Prime, I came as a soldier with a mission," Marcus began, his voice steady and clear. "But what I found here was not an enemy to be defeated, but a people with the courage to embrace change. Together we have laid the foundations for a future that honors both our differences and our shared aspirations." He spoke of the challenges they had faced, the compromises made, and the victories achieved. He talked about the importance of maintaining the delicate balance between progress and preservation, and the role of leadership in guiding a community through times of change. "As I prepare to leave, I do so with the knowledge that Trent-Prime's journey is far from over. But the path you are on is one of greatness. The spirit of unity, resilience, and innovation that has defined this past year will continue to propel you forward." The assembly rose in a standing ovation, a symbol of their respect and appreciation for Marcus. It was a poignant moment, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for Trent-Prime. The following morning, as Marcus boarded the Aquila for his journey back to Drydus, he took one last look at Trent-Prime. The planet, with its bustling cities and thriving farmlands, was a vivid illustration of what could be achieved when individuals worked together towards a common goal. As the ship ascended into the starlit sky, Marcus's thoughts turned to the future. His experiences on Trent-Prime had changed him, broadening his perspective on leadership, diplomacy, and the complexities of governing diverse societies. He realized that his mission had been more than a military campaign. It was a lesson in the power of empathy, understanding, and the unyielding pursuit of a better world. Upon his return to Drydus, Marcus was greeted as a hero. Yet the accolades and honors felt secondary to the sense of accomplishment that came from knowing he had played a part in shaping the destiny of Trent-Prime. In the quiet moments of reflection, Marcus understood that his greatest achievement was not the conquest of a world, but the forging of a future where hope, prosperity, and unity could thrive. And so, as Marcus Tullius Severus resumed his duties within the Drydus Confederation, he carried with him the lessons of Trent-Prime, a reminder that even in the vastness of the galaxy, the actions of a single individual could light the way toward a brighter tomorrow. I hope you loved this story. As a lifelong sci-fi fan and Roman history fan, I've always wanted to see more stories about a futuristic Roman Empire. If you like this sort of stories, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more of it.